static and stain. Thanks for tuning in and finding the frequency. I'm your host, M. Dion Ward, and every week we dig into the moments that stick, the glitches, the ghosts, and the beautiful mess in between. Today's story is Parnissa's Revenge. Listener discretion is advised.
Do you have any flaming hot Cheetos? The little black girl was wide-eyed and wired, grinning with big adult front teeth in a little kid's mouth. She jumped at the counter, ponytails flailing. The click-clack of her barrettes was nails on the chalkboard. I was at the end of my shift and hungry for solitude. I tried my best Cheshire Cat grin. They should be at the end of the aisle there, at the back, right in front of the cooler with the Pepsi. I leaned and pointed, making sure she followed. She looked where I pointed, lazily, then turned back, disappointed. I already looked there, man. I know where Cheetos go. Ain't nothing there but jalapeno. She looked at me like I didn't work here, like I didn't know what I was talking about and better get someone who did. I decided to act helpless. I was too tired to care. You know what? I just remembered. We ran out earlier today. Like right before you came in. I'm sorry. Maybe plain or jalapeno. That's all we have right now. Man, I hate jalapeno, she said. She walked away from the counter, head down. Just before she reached the door, she turned back. Her eyes went glassy. Loban, she said. He might stick straw in your eyeballs and dump soil in your mouth. And I hope you choke. She teetered forward, step shaky. Are you worthy of transcendence? The words came out mechanically, like she was reading them. My heart jumped. I watched her, mouth open, waiting for another revelation, mean and magical. They had communicated with me. Standing there, in front of the door, my mind conjured Parnissa Jackson. Nissa, as she was called, for I have no clue if she's alive, was the reason I started down this road toward power. Last time I saw her, I was 8 and she was 9. Head full of barrettes, cut-off jean shorts, frayed at the bottom, brown skin that seemed to soak up the sun, and almond-shaped brown eyes that were sometimes too much to look at. Much like the girl in front of me, she was destined to be beautiful. If not for her, maybe I would have led a mundane life with less jail time. Maybe I'd be a whole person instead of a walking fracture of a man. The girl's reverie broke. Her eyelids fluttered. She inhaled hard, like she'd been held underwater. The tears were blinked away, but her eyes stayed glassy. She looked at me like she saw the devil, then turned and ran out of the store. Maybe I am a sort of devil to be so cavalier about what just happened to her. She had an invisible hand up her back, working her like a muppet. Loban. He likes to nip at my heels, hoping to catch me off guard. He wants me to be aware. That girl wasn't the first time he projected himself. Won't be the last. He's not ready to show himself, though. I don't blame him. Until he does, he will keep using random people to frighten me, to wear me down. Me, I just wanted a seat in the playroom. I just wanted to know what's going on behind the veil. If I could peek, maybe I could make some things happen. Maybe our destiny would change from sheep to wolves again. Wolves or sheep. That reminded me of Mama Jen's store on Cathedral Road. and what happened there so many years ago. Once I was a little boy and my laughter was still innocent. I used to sidle through the neighborhood, playing games and eating penny cookies from Mama Jen's. They were best in the summer when the days spoke of fortune and spontaneity. The store was a 2-story red brick house. Mama Jen had hung a big white sign off the porch roof, Jensen's kitchen. The concrete steps were patched and flaking, the white paint peeling off the porch. Inside, the front room was a parlor. Pool table dead center, plastic on the living room furniture to the left, a big mahogany TV cabinet murmuring in the corner, pictures of family and Jesus on every wall. And always the smell of food, pickled pig's feet, hog maws, barbecue snoot, hot wings, and chitlins. It was the chitlins I remember most. That's what was cooking the day Nissa went crazy. Chitlins, properly chitterlings, or boiled or fried pig intestines. If the image doesn't cut it, you never forget the smell. The delicacy is a throwback to slave days. The masters kept the best cuts and gave the intestine to the slaves. I learned later they're eaten the world over. Didn't matter that it was awful. People lined up outside for a plate. Even as a kid, I had sense enough not to eat that slop. Mama Jen was an old-timey spiritual woman, the kind to catch the Holy Ghost in church and hoop and holler, swearing God made her dance that jig, not caring who she barreled through. They said the only thing bigger than Mama Jen's heart was her temper, or maybe her stomach. She always had food in her mouth or was guzzling sweet iced tea. She made it fresh every day. She would preach in that store. "Is you a wolf or is you a sheep?" she'd say, wagging a finger. "All the world is yours, but you gotta be willing to get off your ass and take it. Jesus overcame the world so you can live free." I didn't know how she twisted scripture like that. Jesus was the shepherd, not the wolf. We were supposed to be the sheep he protects. But maybe she had a more profound meaning. You didn't disrespect any grown person. Any backtalk was getting your ass beat. I remember she tried to drill it into her granddaughter one day, which yielded some unintended results. Something that pushed me into the darkness of these very old things that rest in dimensions inaccessible to most of us. I hadn't known Parnissa long. She was from Belleville, the city next to mine. Her mother had started dropping her off at Mama Jen's because she had a new job at Walgreens in Cahokia, and her hours weren't flexible yet. Nissa was taller than me by an inch and a year older, heavier too. She didn't like her grandmother much, but tolerated her. A lot of yes ma'am and no ma'am. This particular day, Nissa was more willful than usual. I was already on my way down Cathedral Road to Mama Jen's, kicking dirt clusters. I saw her mother's beat-up Chevette pull up and ran to greet her. Nissa climbed out, perturbed about something. She smiled at me, but said she needed to talk to her granny before she could come out and play. She told me to come inside. Nissa hurried ahead, and I caught the storm door before it swung shut. The little bell jingled. As I stepped in, the smell of boiling chitterlings hit me so hard, I almost went back outside. I breathed through my mouth. Mama Jen was behind the counter talking to her brother Andy. She waved us over. "Well, hey, y'all. How y'all doing?" The big woman grinned. "Hey, Mama Jen," I said. I knew she was going to offer me something. Nissa said nothing. "Nissa, what's wrong with you, girl? Cat got your tongue?" Mama Jen looked perplexed. Nissa stood straight, looking up at her grandmother defiantly. Her braids with the colored barrettes hung silent. They used to make that click-clack when she ran, but now they hung still, like a weeping willow. Andy looked at her and huffed. He was a dreadful, ill-tempered brute that drank too much and worked too little. His overalls were filthy and barely contained his belly. His t-shirt was yellowed and stained, unshaved, unkempt, obviously drunk.
Nissa, you best respect your granny, cause she's your only granny,
he stuttered, bloodshot eyes twitching. Nissa didn't even look his way. She ain't my only granny. We all gave a start. Everyone has two grandmothers, but Nissa knew not to speak about her father's mother, not in this house. Andy went to say something, but Mama Jen cut him off.
Hush up, Andy. Take your drunk ass on home like I said before I slap you into a coma, boy. Get on out of here. You can come back in the morning and get this work.
Andy stiffened like he wanted to argue, but Mama Jen raised an eyebrow. He grunted and shuffled out, bumping the edge of the pool table as he went. She made people pay to use it and eyed them to make sure they didn't damage the felt. The bell rang as he left. I saw him totter down the steps before the storm door thumped. I heard the slap as I turned away, like the crack of a whip. I didn't see it, but I saw Nissa fly back at least 3 feet and slide across the dirty floor, almost hitting her head on the pool table leg. The counter buckled, and I heard the cookie jar fall and spill behind it. I made to run, but Mama Jen wasn't having it.
Max, stay your ass right there.
Her voice was thunder in that little place, and I froze. The mothers and grandmothers in that neighborhood had carte blanche to whoop any kid, even if it wasn't theirs.
You gonna have to bear witness. I don't ever whoop nobody for just nothing.
She moved from behind the counter. She stood 2 heads taller than us. I looked at Nissa and winced. Then something happened I will never forget, nor, if pressed, would ever admit. Nissa sat up abruptly, like someone yanked her with a cord. Her lip was split wide open, and blood pooled around her gums and teeth. She wiped it on the back of her wrist, eyes still locked on her grandmother. Mama Jen walked over, looming, and snatched Nissa up by her collar and slammed her down onto the green felt of the pool table. Centerpiece be damned, her body thumped hard, barrettes clacking. Nissa didn't struggle. She never broke eye contact. Mama Jen held her with one hand. Blood dripped onto Nissa's white t-shirt. I remember her skinny brown legs dangling over the edge, her dirty white socks rolled to her ankles. She looked so frail against her Goliath of a grandmother.
Boy, we'll turn my sign around and shut that door.
Without hesitation, I ran to the storm door and flipped the sign from open to closed, so fast it swung in the window. I clicked the latch to lock the storm door, but my hand hovered. I felt I should run right then. I should have run home and hugged my mother, but I was too scared of what that old lady would do if she got hold of me.
Lock that door, boy,
she hissed. I turned the brass lock on the heavy wooden door until it clicked. Nissa grabbed her grandmother by each arm. It must have been a frightening grip because Mama Jen's eyes got big and she sucked in air. My Granny Dolores told me you always been a mean, nasty person who ain't got a lick of respect or dignity for nobody, not even yourself, Nissa said. Blood coated her teeth like lacquer. Through the pain, she smiled. You got a black heart. Somebody gotta kill you of that black heart, my granny said. I realized then she meant to die that day. No one talked to Mama Jen like that. Suddenly, I had the notion to help. I went to grab Mama Jen's wrist. She must have expected it because I didn't even touch her. She caught me with a backhand, knocking me into the plexiglass counter. Black stars clouded my vision, and I crumpled to the floor. Jaws rattled behind me.
Fire burned in my cheek. I touched it, and my hand came away bloody. Her gaudy ring had cut me. From the floor I heard it, a gagging, and underneath it a miserable buzzing, like a warehouse full of big tube television turning on and off. I had to cover my ears. Each pulse pushed into my skull. Mama Jen was shaking. The droning pulsed, and each wave shook her like a body blow. She began to crumple, not stagger or fall, crumple like paper. I could hear her bones cracking. Her femurs broke like dry twigs and burst through the skin. Gory candy canes. Blood showered and pooled around Nissa's feet, passing beneath the pool table. When she urinated, the mingled mass flowed faster. I shouldn't have to tell you that you can't hold your ears and throw up at the same time. The most unbelievable thing was what shimmered above them, a defined mist that glinted in and out like a flickering bulb. A great paw or hand with dark appendages pushing down on her. With each pulse it quivered into light and then was gone. But it was there. I was too scared to run, thinking it would crush me next. After her leg shattered, Mama Jen didn't fall. She dangled like a drunk suspended by invisible strings. Her ruined legs hung loose, dripping. One ragged slipper had fallen off and lay soaking up blood and urine like a sponge. She was alive, still gagging. The phantom fist seemed to be waiting, holding her open, forcing a piece of itself into her throat. Nissa walked around her grandmother, went behind the counter, and through the kitchen door. I stood against the wall, a captive audience of one. Moments later, the kitchen door bumped open. Nissa was hunched, dragging something. She found a rhythm, step drag, crunching through spilled cookies. She rounded the counter, and I could finally make out a giant stainless steel pot. She pulled it over to Mama Jen and stood up. If she said anything to the thing above, I couldn't hear it. Then Mama Jen dropped out of the air and plopped into her own fluids. The mess splattered everything, including Nissa. Mama Jen lay there, head lolling, eyes wide and fearful, mouth still held open. Nissa bent to the pot and thrust both hands inside. What she pulled out was a slimy, lumpy, wet mass of white that I could smell from where I stood. Chitlins. She'd brought out the entire pot. Nissa hated chitlins. She told me her granny would try to make her eat it and beat her when she refused. The first time was the worst. After that, a slap every time. Eventually, she ate it to keep Mama Jen off her back, then threw it up when we went out to play. Nissa raised the intestines above her head and slammed them into her grandmother's face. She reached in again and again, piling cooked entrails until the pot was empty. Then she picked up the pot and chucked it at the pool table, where it bounced and rolled into the corner. She got on her knees in that gory mess and began shoving the chitlins into her granny's mouth, disgusting squelches as she pushed. The old woman convulsed and writhed. Her stump shook and sputtered more mess. I vomited everything I'd eaten that day. Then Nissa stopped. Her arms hung limp. She was saturated. Her socks changed color. She breathed heavily, head raised to the ceiling. Mama Jen's body was still, her eyes open, staring at the ceiling. Above them, the great hand swirled and lit once, its true form phasing into this reality one last time. And this time, it didn't flicker. It was green and black and jagged, made of wet hands opening and closing, each with a single unblinking eye in the palm. They swung around each other like leaves. They clenched and bent unnaturally toward me, each eyeball seeking out a truth I couldn't tell. Yet, I did tell, and it robbed me of a truth I didn't know I owned. I felt it extracting something, pulling it from my soul. In that same moment, I thought I saw something attached to Nissa, like a translucent vine traced back to the being, but it faded when I tried to focus. I screamed and it came out as a moan. Being too young to know how to guard against it, I was an observer witnessing the rape of his own mind. Before I could do anything, the droning faded and the being was gone. I toppled forward, gasping. It was gone, a part of me. I could feel its absence like a wedding ring removed. The weight is almost imperceptible until it's gone, a phantom of phantoms. Then I heard Nissa laughing, sickening, full of bile. Nissa, are you okay? I got to my feet and walked over. The laughter didn't stop. I wanted to touch her shoulder, but I hesitated. It stopped abruptly. She peered at me over her shoulder. Power poured out of her. Black, dark power that pushed at your heart. A weight on your chest. Are you scared now, Max? If you're scared, you should leave. As a matter of fact, you better get out of here, boy. Her voice had changed. Older but calm. Fully empowered. I was aware of how hot the room had become. In this heat, it would take no time for the smells to permeate every inch. What happened to you? I asked. Why did you do this to her? What was that thing? Parnissa was on her feet so fast, I startled backward. Squishy sounds as her shoes trailed wet prints. You saw her? You saw Alethea? That can't be right. That means, she considered, there's always a price for that knowledge. That means you're special, too. I can sense the loss in you, but you don't know what it is, do you? Please, I begged, don't kill me. Nissa only smiled. I don't think I could kill you if I wanted to. We're friends though, right? She reached out a slimy hand toward my wrist. I had no place to go. I braced my feet and tried to will myself through the wall. Time extended. I watched that hand close around my wrist ever so slowly. Then a pressure and a release, like air shifting across my skin. Her hand slipped away, like my arm wasn't where she expected. She tried again and the same thing happened. Oh, you are special. I don't blame you for being scared, Max. I was scared too, for a long time. But I told Granny Dolores what Mama Jim was doing to me, her and her brother. She was so mad. And she told me to tell Alethea. And she showed me how to tell Alethea. You ain't Nissa, are you? I asked. Don't be stupid. Of course I'm me. People change. You just don't know this me yet. But you want to know this me. 3 quick raps at the storm door. The bell jingled. You should go, Max. Come find me one day when you're all ready. I won't see you for a very long time. She pointed toward the kitchen. You should go that way. I'll take care of my uncle. How do you know it's him? Nissa waved a hand. Goodbye, Maximilian Swaine. You need to go. Run on home. Don't say nothing to nobody. I'll know if you do, and I'll come for you. I ran, rounded the corner, almost slipping on cookies, burst through the kitchen door, out the back, over the fence, to Cathedral Road and past 18th, past 19th, past 20th. I ran past my own home and past the Cathedral of the Divine Right, for which the street was named. I kept running until my lungs burned and night began to fall. I cried a long time, scared she'd find me. My father said one of his friends found me huddled outside a neighbor's house, asleep, 3 miles away. The conclusion came with the arrest of Nissa's Uncle Andy. He was implicated and charged with the murder of his sister, Jensen Jackson. Everyone knew the siblings had a tense relationship. No one questioned it. He confessed. I saw his mugshot on Channel 7. His face looked tenderized with a mallet. What had Nissa done to him? He got life without parole. He didn't last long. They found him in his cell disemboweled, folded across the toilet. He had tried to flush his own intestines. Nissa could not be found. They asked Andy, but he wouldn't say her name. Wouldn't say if she was dead or alive. She was just gone. Most assumed Andy killed her and buried her somewhere. Her mother was distraught. I had only seen her once after, when she came to see my mother and me. I had no answers. All I could tell her was that she was alive when I last saw her. Every day after, that house was the gate to a real hell. The first hell I would see, but not the last, for hell is multitudinous. The legend would never die because of what happened that day. However, they could only speculate, for the real truth remained with me and with Parnissa Jackson, wherever the hell she may have gone. But she left me with a clue, at least. Alethea.
The transmission fades, but the image remains. Thanks for sitting in the noise with me. Keep your eyes on the glitches. That's where the truth leaks through. I'm gone to the next break in the signal. This is Static and Stain.